Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the Hakim that's out there pushing in sincerity and in truth and in sound doctrine. This is going to be a really extremely quick video. This is a video put up by this black macho. All right. I did a video on something else this person posted yesterday. But a lot of jig, man. They just be going off on a lot of stuff. So this older black woman that you see sitting here, she was explaining it. You can tell by the way he titled it. It says toxic black mother doesn't think ass whoopings are abusive. They're not. They're not. And I'm not going specifically off of this video, but I'm just going off of how upside down everything is. You know what I'm saying? How upside down everything is. When you take like now morals are gone. You wonder why children are way out of control? It's because they have no discipline. All right? They have no discipline. Now when you talk about beating on them and just to be beating on them and shit, just always abusing them, bloody in their, blackening their eyes and bloody in their lips and stuff like that. Yeah, that's abusive. But when you talk about, taking a belt on one of them, what the hell them things are called, man, them switches or whatever, and beating your child when they going off, that ain't nothing abusive about that, Then you had another woman on there. Well, have you ever heard of gentle parenting? What is that? When you're friends with your children and shit, they don't fear you, so then they run out here way out of control because they're not being disciplined, man. But what I'm going at with this is I already said, but what I'm going at with this is this woman right here. The first thing that came out of her mouth when the other woman mentioned about beatings or whatever, because he said gentle parenting has nothing to do with the ass whoopings or nothing like that. And this older woman said, "Oh, no. See." She said, then the Bible says, see, and then that's when everybody was, man, here we go with the Bible. That's the problem. Every time you mention the Bible, it's like, nah, man, I don't want to hear about the Bible. That's the problem. The Bible, you lack it. The Bible teaches you morals. This world doesn't teach you morals for nothing, man. It teaches you that you can't even correct your child, right? So you telling me that she's toxic for saying ass whoopings aren't abusive, but they could go to a military, and in the military they be putting hands on you, man. You ain't doing right, they could yell in your face, they get up in your face and shit like that. Ain't nothing gentle about the military. And all of a sudden, you gotta be gentle parenting. Look, man, this place is upside down, and that's why I'm going into this, man. This place is upside down, man, completely. When it comes to the parenting, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the way you eat, the way you live, everything, man, is upside down, man. Right? Everything is upside down. Hey, but you want to know the issue. The Bible. Our people do not believe in the Bible. Not just believe, they don't know the Bible. That is the issue right there. That's your problem. The Bible. Let me go ahead and get this, because this Bible tells you how it's one big ass instruction. But first off, let me get this real quick. This is a definition of discipline, which we already know what discipline is. Control gained, all right, by enforcing obedience or order. You know what I'm saying? So it says control gained by enforcing obedience or order. When you have a child, that child, your children must fear you to a certain degree, man. Right? You ain't supposed to be friends. That don't mean, you can't laugh with your child, especially when they get older or whatever. Well, when they get older, you ain't got to do all that. I'm talking about when they young, when they really, 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 really young, you have to enforce it. Look, I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. Right? Now, again, not to say you can't have good, and don't overdo it. I'm saying this with balance. Don't overdo that shit, man. Because you have people out there that will overdo that. So don't overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mentally abusing them and shit like that, because that'll leave a mental scar if you're overdoing it. Just enough so where they know this is my parent, whether it be my father or mother, right? I'm supposed to fear them, right? Because when they do that, they're a complete order. They know they're not going to go off, and then as they grow, those ways are going to be instilled in them, and so they're not going to be going off, you know. Well, today's society in this world we in now, man. Sometimes you can raise your child to the best of your ability, and they still go off, but they still have some of those morals. They still follow some of those morals, man. All right. So some of those morals you just can't get rid of. All right. So it's control gained by enforcing obedience or orderly or prescribed conduct or pattern of behavior. Now, as I'm talking about this, kids are starting to get out of school. It's like 2 o'clock, 2:30, and I don't know if the camera is picking them up, but you see you hear how they talk because they're not being disciplined, right? They're not being disciplined. I got my window open. I'm hearing them walk up and down. They're not being disciplined. Now they talking like that, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Whether it be a boy or girl, they're that's the way they talk. It says self-control, punishments. All right, punishments, training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental uh uh um damn, I can't whatever, man. It says or moral character, right? Um a field of study, a rule or system of rules governing government control of the people, all right? Conduct or activity, instruction, okay? So when you look at because you got people talk about the disciples. What do you think disciple comes from? Discipline, right? That's where it comes from. This discipline. So again, not a long video. I'm going to go on to um first off, let me get this one. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. Okay, it says that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Right? Now you got this thing saying you can't be perfect. Well, that's not true. Perfection is to complete, right? So in order to complete something, you have to have some faults in order to be perfected. You know what I'm saying? So that's not true that you can't be like if you can't be perfect. Like if you can't be perfect, how come it's in the Bible that says be perfect as if as your Father in heaven is? Obviously, we can't be perfect like Him. Obviously, like the Most High. But it's just saying to the best of your ability, all right. But you can be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it comes from complete. And when you complete, you're going to have some faults here and there. This is why we still go off. All right. But then when you come into this thing, you built up and you be perfect. Just like they have this saying, you don't know all things. You know what I'm saying? When you come into this truth, all things is opened up. All things is opened up to you. Right? For what you need to know. So the Lord will have you know what He wants you to know. If you don't know something, well, because the Lord don't want you to know. Right? Anyway, so again, all scripture is given, so it's profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, right? Okay. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So again, man, that's the main issue. All right. That is the issue. All right. It's the lack of scriptures. Right? You got our people believing in what they want to believe in. Christianity isn't doing it, man. Okay, Christianity is not doing it. Right? You may open up the book once a week. you know what I'm saying? You may Islam isn't doing it. Roman, whatever you think about, man, out here is not doing it, man. Look at the state of the world, man. Right? Like what is the most hated religion out there? So-called religion out there, as vocab calls it, Hebrew Israelism. You know what I'm saying? That's the most hated so-called religion out there, man. That's the most hated faith out there, man. Right? It's hated by our own people. It's hated by Edomites. It's hated by those Arabs, and hated by the Moabites. It's hated by everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, like I said, this is just a really quick video on this situation. This world is upside down, man. And you want to know why? The main problem is because it's the lack of scriptures, man. The Bible, gentle parenting. Get the hell out of here, man. See, that's what happens when you put down the Bible. You wanna make up your own shit to make you feel comfortable, man. And that's all it is, man. You know, you want to make up your own thing to make you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Being around, you ain't supposed to be, lax. If you're a child, man, you really aren't supposed to be all that lax around your parent, man. You're supposed to have some form of fear towards your parents, man. And it's the parents that are going to enforce that. But is that happening right now? Absolutely not. And this is why they're so out of control, because there's no discipline. There's no discipline at all. I remember this came out not too long ago, man. That they say beatings are abusive. No, it's just called discipline. Now again, punching them and blackening their eyes and punching their teeth out and stomping them and doing karate kicks on them and shit. Yeah, that's abusive. You should be put away for that. You know what I'm saying? But in the state of these kids today, man, I ain't even gonna lie. Some of them need it. Cause they're way so they're just, but hell, that probably ain't gonna help no more. It's just way too out of control. So what happens, right? They're being raised by social media. They're not getting beatings anymore. The social media is raising them, man. Right? You see little 8-year-olds and 7-year-olds get on TikTok and start showing themselves and shit, man. And then these mothers crying when these little girls get snatched up. Because you're allowing social media to raise them, and now they out putting their business out there, little girls twerking on the fucking internet. It's just like, man, what the hell? See, that's why I don't watch that shit, man. I don't want to look at that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to look at that, man. That's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And these parents have no issue with that whatsoever. Giving all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI.